No sooner was I putting up my video about, what looked like a staged abduction by the US-backed anti-government protesters here in Thailand, that CCTV footage came out pretty much proving that this guy who claimed he was abducted by Thai state officials was walking around at the time he claimed he was bundled up in a van and being driven around. And that really is no surprise at all. Like I said in the previous video, the US-backed mobs here are doing exactly what the US-backed mobs in Hong Kong did because they're being funded and directed by the exact same foreign interests. There's one playbook, and it's actually all part of a single agenda. They were destabilizing Hong Kong to put pressure on China. They want to divide and destroy Thailand to deny China a valuable ally in the region. And so this is going to continue. I just wanted to point out some of the characters who were involved in promoting this narrative before it got blown open. This is great because this is Eric from Thai Enquirer, so it goes to show you what's going on over there at Thai Enquirer yet again. And he's citing Thai Lawyers for Human Rights and also iLaw. Both of these fake human rights groups funded by the US government engaged in political sedition here in Thailand, with iLaw trying to rewrite Thailand's constitution at one point, and Thai Lawyers for Human Rights supplying the protest movement with actual leaders. So a US government-funded front trying to rewrite Thailand's constitution, and a US government-funded front leading the mobs in the streets. Think about that. And they were going along blow by blow with this entire ridiculous story. And it's so ridiculous. Right here is them claiming that these state officials kidnapped this guy and were using his phone to talk to his friends about his abduction during the abduction. This is how ridiculous this whole story was. And of course, eventually, and just look, Internal Security Operations Command, ISOC, said they had nothing to do with the abduction of this guy. His nickname is Yale. And of course they didn't. And I pointed that out in the previous video. And here finally, the police said Yale, a pro-democracy protester who claimed to be abducted by the state, wasn't abducted. No kidding. And that they have CCTV footage to prove it. Of course they have CCTV footage to prove it. These cameras are absolutely everywhere in Thailand. Everyone has these cameras. The first thing that the police do when there's a crime is they go and check the footage. So if this guy wasn't actually bundled into a van, they're going to know it right away. They're going to know instantly that it didn't happen. And they were able to follow him with CCTV footage from the 7-Eleven he claimed he was at right before he was abducted, all the way back to his apartment around 1 a.m. And that's when, when you look at these messages that, ISOC was allegedly sending, you can see that they're very early in the morning, and they start around, it looks like around 2 a.m. So that's after he got home, maybe after he ate his big bite from 7-Eleven and he's all settled in, and then he starts his staged abduction. This is a opposition movement here in Thailand that demands to be running things. They demand the current government step down and that they be the ones allowed to determine Thailand's future. And yet these are people who don't even understand the concept of CCTV, or how hard it would be to stage an abduction, or how wrong it is to stage an abduction, and how much damage it would do to their movement if they did that. People with judgment this poor have no business anywhere near the levers of power here in Thailand. This isn't just an opposition with different ideas. This is an entire movement of incompetent, dangerous people who repeatedly break the law, who have resorted to vandalism and violence, and who are habitual liars. They are as bad in reality as they claim the government is. If you like the video, please like and share it. Think about subscribing to my channel. It helps the channel grow, and I greatly appreciate that. Check the video description for ways you can help support my work, like through Patreon. Through Patreon, not only are you helping support my work month to month, but you also get extra benefits and content in return. And we're kind of trying to build a community around this work. So I'd like to see more people join that community. And to everyone everywhere helping me in absolutely every way, thank you so much. I couldn't do this without that support. And as always, thank you for watching.